Afghanistan is about 6 times the size of Virginia. It has a population density of 135.5 people per square mile, or 52.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Panama. 58.1% of Afghanistan's land is agricultural, and 1.85% is forest. The official religion of the nation is Islam, which makes up 99.7% of the population. It has a median age of 19.5 years. 24.4% of the population is urban, and 75.6% is rural. Afghanistan has a GNI per capita of $500. Albania is a bit smaller than the state of Maryland. It has a population density of 253.2 people per square mile, or 97.8 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Armenia. 42.8% of Albania's land is used for agriculture, and 28.8% is forest. 56.7% of the nation follows Islam. It has a median age of 34.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 77.6 years for males, and 80.6 for females. 39.7% of the population is rural, and 60.3% is urban. Albania has a GNI per capita of $5,210. The People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, or Algeria, is a bit bigger than the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It has a population density of 49.5 people per square mile, or 19.1 people per square kilometer, which is similar to New Zealand. 17.4% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, while 80% is desert. Islam is the official as well as the most common religion, which is followed by 99% of the country. The nation has a median age of 28.9 years, and has a life expectancy of 77.2 years for males, and 78.6 years for females. 72.6% of the population is urban, and 27.4% is rural. The Principality of Andorra, or Andorra, is more than twice the size of Washington, D.C. It has a population density of 443.6 people per square mile, or 171.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Micronesia. 40% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 34% is forest. The most common religion is Christianity, and the official language is Catalan. The nation has a median age of 46.2 years, and a life expectancy of 80.8 years for males, and 85.3 years for females. 11.9% of the country is rural, and 88.1% is urban. Andorra has a GNI per capita of $42,900. The Republic of Angola, or Angola, is almost twice as big as the state of Texas. It has a population density of 68.6 people per square mile, or 26.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Brazil. 45.7% of its land is agricultural, and 54.3% is forest. 41.1% of the population is Roman Catholic, and the official language is Portuguese, which is spoken by 71.2% of the nation. It is a median age of 15.9 years, and a life expectancy of 58.9 years for males, and 63 years for females. 65.5% of the population is urban, and 34.5% is rural. Angola has a GNI per capita of $2,230. Antigua and Barbuda is more than twice as big as the District of Columbia. It has a population density of 590.6 people per square mile, or 228.5 people per square kilometer, which is a bit more than Switzerland. 18.8% of the country's land is forest, and 20.5% is used for agriculture. The official language of the nation is English, and the most common religion is Protestant Christianity, which is followed by 68.3% of the population. It has a median age of 32.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 75.9 years for males, and 78.1 years for females. 75.4% of the country is rural, and 24.6% is urban. Antigua and Barbuda has a GNI per capita of $14,250. Argentina is a bit bigger than Kazakhstan. It has a population density of 42.9 people per square mile, or 16.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Mali. 53.9% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 10.7% is made up of forests. Argentina is the second largest country in South America, only ranking behind Brazil, and third ranked by population on the continent. It has a median age of 32.4 years, as well as a life expectancy of 73.2 years for males, and 80 years for females. 91.9% of the population is urban, and 8.1% is rural. Argentina has a GNI per capita of $8,930. The Commonwealth of Australia is a little bit smaller than the contiguous United States. It has a population density of 8.7 people per square mile, or 3.4 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Namibia. 46.65% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 17.42% is forest. 23.1% of the people are Protestant, whereas 22.6% are Catholic. It has a median age of 37.5 years, and also has a life expectancy of 81.2 years for males, and 85.3 years for females. 86% of the population is urban, and 14% is rural. Australia has a GNI per capita of $56,760. The Republic of Austria is a bit bigger than the United Arab Emirates. It has a population density of 278 people per square mile, or 107.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Cuba. 47.2% of the country's land is forested, and 38.4% is used for agriculture. German is the official language, which is spoken by 88.6% of the population, and 57% is Catholic. It has a median age of 44.5 years, as well as a life expectancy of 84.2 years for females, and 79.5 years for males. 58.3% of the nation is urban, and 41.7% is rural. Austria has a GNI per capita of $51,390. The Republic of Azerbaijan is a bit bigger than Austria. It has a population density of 305 people per square mile, or 117.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Poland. 57.6% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 11.3% is made up of forests. Islam is the most common religion, which is followed by 97.3% of the population. The official language is Azerbaijani, which is spoken by 92.5% of the country. It has a median age of 32.6 years, and a life expectancy of 74 years for males, and 78.7 years for females. 44.3% of the nation is rural, and 55.7% is urban. Azerbaijan has a GNI per capita of $4,450. The Bahamas are a little bit smaller than the state of Connecticut. It has a population density of 70.6 people per square mile, or 28.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Palau. 51.4% of the country's land is made up of forests, and 1.4% is used for agriculture. Protestant Christianity is the most common religion, which makes up 69.9% of the nation. It has a median age of 32.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 71.7 years for males, and 76.1 years for females. 83% of the nation is urban, and 17% is rural. The Bahamas have a GNI per capita of $31,780. The Kingdom of Bahrain is a bit bigger than Dominica. It has a population density of 4,806.7 people per square mile, or 1,865.4 people per square kilometer, which is similar to the Maldives. 11.3% of the nation's land is used for agriculture. It is located on the Persian Gulf. The country has a median age of 32.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 81.6 years for females, and 77 years for males. 89.3% of the population is urban, and 10.7% is rural. Bahrain has a GNI per capita of $22,170. The People's Republic of Bangladesh is a bit bigger than Nepal. It has a population density of 2,990.2 people per square mile, or 1,163.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Malta. 70.1% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 11.1% is forestry. The country has a median age of 27.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 70.3 years for males, and 72.9 years for females. 63.4% of the nation is rural, and 36.6% is urban. Bangladesh has a GNI per capita of $2,010. Barbados is a bit smaller than Antigua and Barbuda. It has a population density of 1,636.1 people per square mile, or 631.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Lebanon. 19.4% of the nation's land is made up of forests. The official language is English, and the most common religion is Protestant Christianity, which is followed by 66.4% of the population. The country has a median age of 39.5 years, as well as a life expectancy of 77.8 years for males, and 80.5 years for females. 68.9% of the nation is rural, and 31.1% is urban. Barbados has a GNI per capita of $14,460. The Republic of Belarus is a bit smaller than Guyana. It has a population density of 115.7 people per square mile, or 44.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Colombia. 43.7% of its land is used for agriculture, and 42.7% is made up of forests. The nation has a median age of 40.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 79.4 years for females, and 69.2 years for males. Belarus has a GNI per capita of $6,330. The Kingdom of Belgium is a bit bigger than Lesotho. It has a population density of 978.6 people per square mile, or 377.8 people per square kilometer, which is similar to the Philippines. 44.1% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 22.4% is made up of forests. Dutch, French, and German are the official languages of the nation, and the most common religion is Roman Catholicism, which is followed by 57.1% of the population. The country has a median age of 41.6 years, as well as a life expectancy of 79.2 years for males, and 83.7 years for females. 98% of the country is urban, and 2% is rural. Belgium has a GNI per capita of $47,960. Belize is a bit smaller than Djibouti. It has a population density of 49.8 people per square mile, or 19.2 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Finland. 60.6% of the country's land is made up of forests, and 6.9% is used for agriculture. English is the official language, which is spoken by 62.9% of the population, and 40.1% of the nation is Roman Catholic. The country has a median age of 23.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 71.7 years for males, and 77.8 years for females. 55.2% of the population is rural, and 44.8% is urban. Belize has a GNI per capita of $3,970. The Republic of Benin is a bit smaller than the state of Pennsylvania. It has a population density of 293.9 people per square mile, or 113.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Turkey. 40% of the nation's land is made up of forests, and 31.3% is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 48.5% of the population, which is followed by Islam, which makes up 27.7% of the nation. The country has a median age of 17 years, as well as a life expectancy of 59.3 years for males, and 62.9 years for females. 52.7% of the country is rural, and 47.3% is urban. Benin has a GNI per capita of $1,280. The Kingdom of Bhutan is a little bit bigger than the state of Maryland. It has a population density of 51.5 people per square mile, or 19.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Algeria. 85.5% of the nation's land is made up of forests, and 13.6% is used for agriculture. The country has a median age of 29.1 years, as well as a life expectancy of 70.5 years for males, and 72.7 years for females. 62.2% of the population is rural, and 37.8% is urban. Bhutan has a GNI per capita of $2,860. The plurinational state of Bolivia is a bit bigger than Mauritania. It has a population density of 28.3 people per square mile, or 10.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Turkmenistan. 52.5% of its land is forests, and 34.3% is used for agriculture. The most common language is Spanish, which is spoken by 60.7% of the population, and 70% of the country is Roman Catholic. The nation has a median age of 25.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 77 years for females, and 70 years for males. 69.4% of the country is urban, and 30.6% is rural. Bolivia has a GNI per capita of $3,200. Bosnia and Herzegovina is a bit smaller than the state of West Virginia. It has a population density of 174.1 people per square mile, or 67.2 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Bulgaria. 42.2% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 42.8% is made up of forests. Bosnian, Serbian, and Croatian are the official languages of the nation, and the most common religion is Islam, which makes up 50.7% of the population. The country has a median age of 43.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 80.5 years for females, and 74.3 years for males. 48.2% of the country is urban. Bosnia and Herzegovina has a GNI per capita of $6,090. The Republic of Botswana is a bit bigger than Kenya. It has a population density of 10.9 people per square mile, or 4.2 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Guyana. 45.8% of the nation's land is agricultural, and 19.8% is made up of forests. The country has a median age of 25.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 62.3 years for males, or 66.4 years for females. 69.4% of the population is urban, and 30.6% is rural. Botswana has a GNI per capita of $6,640. The Federative Republic of Brazil is a bit bigger than Australia. It has a population density of 65.5 people per square mile, or 25.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Peru. 61.9% of the country's land is made up of forests, and 32.9% is used for agriculture. 64.6% of the population is Roman Catholic, which is the most common religion. The country has a median age of 33.2 years, as well as a life expectancy of 71.8 years for males, and 78.8 years for females. 86.6% of the nation is urban, and 13.4% is rural. Brazil has a GNI per capita of $7,720. Brunei is a bit smaller than the state of Delaware. It has a population density of 195 people per square mile, or 75.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Morocco. 71.8% of its land is forestry, and 2.5% is used for agriculture. Malay is the official language of the nation. The country has a median age of 31.1 years, as well as a life expectancy of 76.4 years for males, and 78.4 years for females. 77.2% of the country's population is urban, and 22.8% is rural. Brunei has a GNI per capita of $32,230. The Republic of Bulgaria is about the size of Virginia. It has a population density of 159.9 people per square mile, or 61.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Bosnia and Herzegovina. 36.7% of the country's land is made up of forests, and 46.9% is used for agriculture. Bulgarian is the official language, which is spoken by 76.8% of the population, and 59.4% is Eastern Orthodox, which is the most common religion. The nation has a median age of 43.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 78.5 years for females, and 71.5 years for males. 73.7% of the country is urban, and 26.3% is rural. Bulgaria has a GNI per capita of $9,540. Burkina Faso is a bit bigger than the state of Colorado. It has a population density of 211.7 people per square mile, or 81.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Uzbekistan. 44.2% of the nation's land is agricultural, and 19.3% is made up of forestry. French is the official language of the country. It has a median age of 17.9 years. 70.6% of the nation's population is rural, and 29.4% is urban. Burkina Faso has a GNI per capita of $790. The Republic of Burundi is a little bit smaller than the state of Maryland. It has a population density of 1,196.3 people per square mile, or 461.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Comoros. 73.3% is used for agriculture, and 6.6% is made up of forests. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 93.9% of the population. It has a median age of 17.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 61 years for females, and 64.3 years for males. 87% of the country is rural, and 13% is urban. Burundi has a GNI per capita of $270. The Kingdom of Cambodia is a bit smaller than the state of Oklahoma. It has a population density of 232.8 people per square mile, or 89.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Dominica. 32.1% of the nation's land is used for agriculture. Khmer is the official language, which is spoken by 95.8% of the population, and 97.1% is Buddhist, which is the official religion. It has a median age of 26.4 years, as well as a life expectancy of 63.1 years for males, and 68.2 years for females. 76.6% of the country is rural, and 23.4% is urban. Cambodia has a GNI per capita of $1,490. The Republic of Cameroon is about 4 times as big as the state of Pennsylvania. It has a population density of 145 people per square mile, or 56 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Yemen. 41.7% of the country's land is made up of forests, and 20.6% is used for agriculture. French and English are the official languages of the nation, and the most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 70.7% of the population. It has a median age of 18.5 years, as well as a life expectancy of 60.1 years for males, and 63.4 years for females. 56.4% of the country is urban, and 43.8% is rural. Cameroon has a GNI per capita of $1,500. Canada is bigger than the People's Republic of China. It has a population density of 9.7 people per square mile, or 3.7 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Libya. 34.1% of the country is made up of forests, and 6.8% is used for agriculture. English and French are the official languages of the nation, which are spoken by 58.7% and 22% of the population respectively. It has a median age of 41.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 81.1 years for males, and 85.9 years for females. 81.4% of the country's population is urban, and 18.6% is rural. Canada has a GNI per capita of $43,440. The Republic of Cabo Verde is a bit bigger than the state of Rhode Island. It has a population density of 310.1 people per square mile, or 119.7 people per square kilometer. 21% of the nation is made up of forests, and 18.6% is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 85.3% of the population, and the official language is Portuguese. It has a median age of 26.8 years, as well as a life expectancy of 75.3 years for females, and 70.6 years for males. 65.7% of the population is urban, and 34.3% is rural. Cape Verde has a GNI per capita of $3,060. The Central African Republic is a bit smaller than the state of Texas. It has a population density of 22.7 people per square mile, or 8.8 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Kazakhstan. 36.2% of the nation is made up of forestry, and 8.1% is agricultural. The most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 89% of the population. It's a median age of 20 years, as well as a life expectancy of 55.2 years for females, and 52.3 years for males. 58.6% of the nation is rural, and 41.4% is urban. The Central African Republic has a GNI per capita of $510. The Republic of Chad is a little bit more than 3 times as big as the state of California. It has a population density of 36.2 people per square mile, or 14 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Turkmenistan. 39.6% of the country's land is used for agriculture, and 9.1% is made up of forests. It has a median age of 16.1 years, as well as a life expectancy of 56.1 years for males, and 59.7 years for females. 76.9% of the population of the nation is rural, and 23.1% is urban. Chad has a GNI per capita of $660. The Republic of Chile is almost twice as big as the state of Montana. It has a population density of 67.9 people per square mile, or 26.2 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Somalia. 21.9% of the nation's land is made up of forests, and 21.1% is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Christianity, which is followed by 78% of the population. It has a median age of 35.5 years, as well as a life expectancy of 77.8 years for males, and 82.4 years for females. 87.8% of the country is urban, and 12.2% is rural. Chile has a GNI per capita of $13,470. The People's Republic of China is similar in size to the United States. It has a population density of 382.3 people per square mile, or 147.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Kiribati. 54.7% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 22.3% is made up of forests. Mandarin Chinese is the official language across the country. It has a median age of 38.4 years, as well as a life expectancy of 74 years for males, and 78.4 years for females. 59.6% of the population is urban, and 40.4% is rural. China has a GNI per capita of $10,610. The Republic of Colombia is almost twice as big as the state of Texas. It has a population density of 119.4 people per square mile, or 46.1 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Belarus. 54.4% of the country is made up of forests, and 37.5% is used for agriculture. Spanish is the official language of the nation, and the most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 92.3% of the population. It has a median age of 31.2 years, as well as a life expectancy of 74.5 years for males, and 80 years for females. 80.8% of the country is urban, and 19.2% is rural. Colombia has a GNI per capita of $5,780. The Union of Comoros is a bit smaller than Luxembourg. It's a population density of 1,151.5 people per square mile, or 444.9 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Burundi. 84.4% of the nation is used for agriculture, and 1.4% is made up of forests. It is a median age of 20.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 62.9 years for males, and 67.7 years for females. 71% of the population is rural, and 29% is urban. Comoros has a GNI per capita of $1,450. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is a bit bigger than Saudi Arabia. It's a population density of 119.7 people per square mile, or 46.2 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Mozambique. 67.9% of the nation is made up of forests, and 11.4% is used for agriculture. French is the official language of the country, and the most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 56.6% of the population. It is a median age of 16.7 years, as well as a life expectancy of 62.3 years for females, and 58.9 years for males. 55.5% of the population is rural, and 44.5% is urban. The Democratic Republic of the Congo has a GNI per capita of $550. The Republic of the Congo is around twice as big as the state of Florida. It's a population density of 45.1 people per square mile, or 17.4 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Oman. 65.6% of the country is made up of forestry, and 31.1% is used for agriculture. French is the official language of the nation. It is a median age of 19.5 years, as well as a life expectancy of 62.2 years for females, and 59.5 years for males. 66.9% of the population is urban, and 33.1% is rural. The Republic of the Congo has a GNI per capita of $1,930. The Republic of Costa Rica is a little bit smaller than the state of West Virginia. It's a population density of 264.2 people per square mile, or 102 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Malaysia. 51.5% of the land is made up of forests, and 37.1% is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 69.9% of the population. It's a median age of 32.6 years, as well as life expectancy of 77.8 years for males, and 82.9 years for females. 79.3% of the country is urban, and 20.7% is rural. Costa Rica has a GNI per capita of $11,460. The Republic of Croatia is a bit smaller than the state of West Virginia. It has a population density of 183.4 people per square mile, or 70.8 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Tanzania. 34.4% of the nation is made up of forests, and 23.7% is agricultural. Croatian is the official language, which is spoken by 95.6% of the population, and Roman Catholicism is the most common religion, which is followed by 86.3% of the country. It is a median age of 43.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 81.4 years for females, and 74.9 years for males. 56.9% of the nation is urban, and 43.1% is rural. Croatia has a GNI per capita of $14,190. The Republic of Cuba is a little bit smaller than the state of Pennsylvania. It's a population density of 263.1 people per square mile, or 101.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Austria. 27.3% of the nation's land is made up of forests. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 58.9% of the population. It is a median age of 42.1 years, as well as a life expectancy of 76.8 years for males, and 80.8 years for females. 77% of the population is urban, and 23% is rural. Cuba has a GNI per capita of $9,277. The Republic of Cyprus is a bit smaller than the Gambia. It has a population density of 376.8 people per square mile, or 145.5 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Czechia. 18.8% of the country's land is made up of forests, and 13.4% is used for agriculture. The official language is Greek, which is spoken by 80.9% of the population, and the most common religion is Orthodox Christianity, which is followed by 89.1% of the nation. It is a median age of 37.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 80.7 years for males, and 84.6 years for females. Cyprus has a GNI per capita of $26,110. Czechia, or the Czech Republic, is about 2/3 as big as the state of Pennsylvania. It has a population density of 346 people per square mile, or 133.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Cyprus. 54.8% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 34.4% is made up of forestry. Czech is the official language, which is spoken by 88.4% of the population. It is a median age of 43.3 years, as well as a life expectancy of 82.1 years for females, and 76.3 years for males. 73.8% of the country is urban, and 26.2% is rural. Czechia has a GNI per capita of $21,930. The Kingdom of Denmark is a little under twice as big as the state of Massachusetts, not including Greenland. It has a population density of 355.5 people per square mile, or 137.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Indonesia. 63.4% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 12.9% is made up of forests. It is a median age of 42 years, as well as a life expectancy of 82.9 years for females, and 79 years for males. 87.9% of the population is urban, and 12.1% is rural. Denmark has a GNI per capita of $62,720. The Republic of Djibouti is a bit bigger than Belize. It has a population density of 114.5 people per square mile, or 44.2 people per square kilometer, which is similar to South Africa. 73.4% of the nation's land is used for agriculture, and 0.2% is made up of forests. French and Arabic are the official languages of the country, and the most common religion is Sunni Islam, which makes up 94% of the population. It is a median age of 24.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 51.8 years for males, and 54.1 years for females. 77.8% of the population is urban, and 22.2% is rural. Djibouti has a GNI per capita of $3,320. The Commonwealth of Dominica is a little more more than 4 times as big as Washington, D.C. It has a population density of 227 people per square mile, or 87.6 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Armenia. 59.2% of the country is made up of forests, and 34.7% is used for agriculture. It has a median age of 34.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 74.6 years for males, and 80.7 years for females. 70.5% of the nation is urban, and 29.5% is rural. Dominica has a GNI per capita of $6,870. The Dominican Republic is a little more than twice as big as the state of New Jersey. It has a population density of 570.5 people per square mile, or 220.3 people per square kilometer, which is similar to the Marshall Islands. 40.8% of the country's land is made up of forests. The most common religion is Roman Catholicism, which makes up 44.3% of the nation. It has a median age of 27.9 years, as well as a life expectancy of 77.4 years for females, and 71 years for males. 82.3% of the population is urban, and 17.7% is rural. The Dominican Republic has a GNI per capita of $7,260. The Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste is about half as big as the state of Maryland. Its population density of 231.6 people per square mile, or 89.4 people per square kilometer, which is similar to Senegal. 49.1% of the nation's land is made up of forests, and 25.1% is used for agriculture. The most common religion is Christianity, which makes up 99.6% of the country. It has a median age of 19.6 years, as well as a life expectancy of 70.8 years for females, and 67.4 years for males. 69.4% of the population is rural, and 30.6% is urban. East Timor has a GNI per capita of $1,830.